Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I am at the church right now. Today is literally one of the most exciting days of our lives. We were just saying, pretty sure we're both more excited about this than our wedding day. So, like, literally can hardly even wait. We are doing our gender reveal. We're out back at the church, kind of a nice little setting, some, you know, spacious area to do the reveal, and so we're kind of getting it set up out here. I cannot even believe that this is really happening. But yeah, we're gonna take the ball and the powder to our friend, and he's gonna put this stuff in there, and then we're gonna do this in about an hour. So I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, man, are you excited?
Yep.
We are so excited. Cannot wait. We're gonna find out today what little squishes. Can't wait. Okay guys, we are heading to the coffee shop because that's where our friend is to fill up the ball. I showed you guys in a vlog. It's not really a soccer ball, but it looks like one. It's like a hard ball that's made for gender reveals. You kick it and it obviously breaks and you get the color. It's like powder that's gonna come out. It's supposed to rain. So it's not supposed to rain until an hour after our reveal time. So I'm hoping the rain holds off because I don't obviously want to stand out there in the rain. I would, but I don't want to, and obviously the powder would probably work better if it wasn't raining. So anyway, he's gonna know in like a few minutes. I'm literally, it's like a nervous feeling, and I don't know why. It's the same thing I felt on our wedding day. You're not actually nervous about anything, and now it's saying it's gonna rain at noon. Anyway, the rain might be an issue, but we're gonna pray against the rain. I did that on our wedding day too, and it didn't rain. So gonna pray against it. Surely we can get a few minutes of no rain, you know? It's like, can't be that hard. But anyway, he's gonna know any second, and it's like a nervous feeling. Like I was saying, I'm not nervous. I don't care either way. I'll be happy either way. But it's just like, this changes your life, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna know and not gonna ever wonder anymore for this pregnancy. So anyway, we're so excited.
We like white.
You literally recognized this one.
There you.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I am well.
Okay, you have direct instructions here.
Okay.
We only trust you with this stuff. This is a big deal.
Oh,
gosh. Yeah,
oh.
let's not do that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it. It's in here. This is
We obviously don't
whatever.
know. That's why you're doing this.
Yes. Okay.
So it's whatever you don't use, obviously throw the other one away. Don't
Please
show
don't give it back to us. That's probably what I would do. So
Okay.
So you obviously cut it open, pour the powder in,
Okay.
snap it in half. I believe,
snap it in half. Snap it together.
yeah, snap it together. I believe that lines up with the other one
Yeah.
on that side. Snap it together.
We're not gonna turn like he's literally just completely stupid. You put it together like this.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Make sure there's no powder on the outside that we can see,
You got it.
and on your hand.
You got it.
We're serious about this. This is very serious.
And then once you're done, you can put it back in here if
Okay.
it fits. If it doesn't, obviously, just give it to us.
You got it.
Just make sure we do not have any
So you guys don't even know.
clue
No, we don't know.
what color it is.
You got it.
It's in that envelope, but we've not opened
I'll
it.
be over there in just a minute then, I guess.
So our friend Trent, he's so nice. He's literally working, and we brought this to his like actual job and had him do it. But thankfully they had a free minute, so he literally knows right now, and he's back there doing it. He's the only person who knows, other than the doctor and the like nurse. Yeah, that's crazy. You guys, it's literally in here. I don't know. This is the most surreal feeling I've ever had in my life. How are you feeling, Manny? What's some last minute thoughts?
I'm excited.
Literally, it's happening in like 40 minutes. What's your last final? We don't care either way. I want to preface this. We do not have gender disappointment in any way, shape, or form. It's like, we just cannot even believe we're having a baby, much less like getting a boy or a girl. Like, that's just the least of our worries. Obviously, we're thrilled either way. So when we say what we think, that is not necessarily what we want. We want to have both. We hope to have both, you know, of course. I think most people probably do. So we don't care. But what do you think, Manny? Last final words. What are your final guess?
Boy.
Okay, your final guess is boy. Okay, so My final guess, this entire pregnancy, since transfer day, I thought this was a boy. I don't know why, because prior to transfer day, I always thought we will have a girl first. Manny's family is full of girls. And obviously the man does, you know, determine gender. So I thought, yeah, probably a girl. But I think since we did IVF, it, I don't know, kind of changed my view because of his family, because, you know, I don't know. I won't get into all that, but I just feel like maybe, I just feel boy. I don't know. And if it's a girl, I mean, we'll be so happy, so excited. I just feel boy. And baby might even have a name today. We're not going to share that right now. But we may even be able to start calling this baby by name, because we've had some names for a while now. But I'm not carrying this. I'm terrified to carry this. I will ruin this thing, so we're not doing that. Trent knows.
No.
He came out with like a straight face and was like, okay, here you go. And he's gonna come to the reveal too, so I can't wait. Setting up. We're literally gonna have cameras on all angles. No rain right now. Praise the Lord. On our wedding day this happened. They said it was going to rain all day. It rained all morning. It didn't rain for our wedding. So I'm believing the same for our gender reveal. That there's not going to be rain. In Jesus' name, no rain. Until after. Then it can rain. Okay, we're setting this phone up. That looks good, Manny.
I'm thinking stand up here.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, it's kind of far back, but you can see good.
I don't want to, I mean, it's not really going to go far. I can do it.
Yeah, the powder will just probably go in the air.
Is that what a pink means?
Girl.
I think it's gonna be a boy.
Starting here, what do you think? Boy or girl?
I'm going with blue.
Okay.
I think boy. I say boy.
Okay.
I think boy too.
Okay, we got all
Blue.
We can't ask Trent because he knows which one, so.
Dude, what do you think?
Where do you want? Are we in the way? Like, where do you want us? Like over to the side or
Wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not in the way.
Okay,
Don't
I'll
worry
go
about
out
that.
that
Yeah,
way.
we'll be out there, and I mean, you won't be in the way. Okay, you want to see?
Oh, he's going to be out there to kick it, so there. This is going to view out there.
Okay, it's recording.
Oh, boy.
Like I said, if it were to
Ladies
get out
and
of it
gentlemen.
shouldn't be much, but if it were to
You say do it?
You got it.
it shouldn't be. Occasionally it does. Everybody see?
Trent's right in line.
Oh, not that.
Where Trent is.
No, you're fine. You're good.
All right, we're going to get going. Is everybody in there?
Everybody's in.
All right.
Yeah.
We are ready. Hotted and ready to know.
Where are we standing?
Okay, you guys are in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
How did you know? You just thought? Or you really thought? I really thought. But on the other time yesterday, I thought that we fought in front of my
Congratulations, Papa. Congratulations, that's so exciting.
I can't believe it.
I knew it.
I thought because I knew for sure, for certain, it was like nothing was hiding. Yay, Manny! Congratulations!
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he found it in like 2 seconds, so I was like, that gives me the idea.
Hey, sorry, you got a little cousin. Look at this. Man, they made good powder. It's still floating. Look at it. Kind of going toward the trees over there. Really
I knew it.
That did!
So Janine, we were right. Is Janine still here?
That.
That is
How cool is that?
Good
It's like
job.
exploding.
We were right,
Let me see
Nene.
it
You knew
explode.
it.
Oh, cool. That's a perfect
Yeah, we're getting ultrasound. You can kind of tell on the ultrasound, and I kind of thought I saw it, but I wasn't totally sure. I did not have to give up his life in there.
It'd be so sweet if you give him a boy. You know, there's just something.
The next day, I am sitting in our son's room. We're going to be getting it ready soon for him. It's wild to be able to say him, even though I'm telling you, Manny and I have known this whole time. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I always said before we got pregnant that we would have a girl first. Manny's family is a lot of girls, so I always just kind of thought we would, not only because of that, I just kind of pictured that. But then as soon as we did the embryo transfer, I think it was like literally the day, like while we were doing the transfer, I was like, this is a boy. Like, I just got this feeling. I'm a feeler if you've ever followed the prophetic personalities from Havilah Cunnington. And I got that kind of feeling, like, this is a boy. I didn't know why. I just knew it was a boy. And we did IVF with ICSI. I think they do say that ICSI produces a slightly larger percentage of boys. I don't think it's like enough to, you know, it's obviously not a guarantee by any means. It's just statistically there's like a little bit more. So also there's a grade AA embryo. He is a grade AA embryo, and I think 70 or 75% of AA embryos, which is top quality embryos, are boys. And boy embryos develop at a faster rate. Not just in IVF, but like if you got pregnant with a boy, your boy develops into an embryo like faster, I guess. So anyway, so yeah, I've thought it was gonna be a boy the whole time. This whole 17 weeks of pregnancy, I've thought that. Manny has always thought we would have a boy first. Even before, you know, we ever got pregnant, he just kind of thought we would. So anyways, we are having a little boy, and I gotta tell you guys kind of a funny story. So we went to get our ultrasound done, obviously, because that's how we found out. We were able to find out gender at our, like, it's like the 16 through 19 week appointment. I was one day away from 17 weeks when we did this appointment. It was the day before 17 weeks. And you can go and watch. I have the whole ultrasound in a vlog from I think it's 3 videos ago, because I ended up popping out a bunch of videos, 2 in a day yesterday. But anyway, I lost my train of thought, so you can go watch that ultrasound in that video. But they were doing the ultrasound, the doctor was doing the ultrasound, and he said, like, are we finding out gender today? And I was like, well, Manny said, yeah, but, you know, we don't want to know. He's okay, so put it in an envelope. And we're like, yeah. And our doctor's really great. We have 2, I always say this, we go back and forth between 2 OBs in the same office. It's how they do it there. So anyway, I love both of them. And so this guy is just like, he's really funny, and he's super laid back, and like just really easygoing. And he was like, okay, let's do the ultrasound. So he puts the thing on my belly, and which I love that now, after all of the times of IVF, I can do abdominal ultrasounds now. If you've been through IVF, you do way more than your fair share of transvaginal ultrasounds. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So this is my 2nd abdominal ultrasound, and it is much preferred. But anyway, although the IVF clinic was really amazing, and like they were really good at their job, nothing was ever uncomfortable there or anything. But anyway, so he does the ultrasound, and I'm like kind of hesitant to look at this ultrasound, because to be honest, I thought it was a boy, and obviously that's a little bit more noticeable on ultrasound, right? If it's a girl, it's kind of like, I just don't see anything, but I don't know. But with a boy, obviously there's something you can see, you know, on ultrasound. So I was kind of hesitant, but I was like, no, he knows we're not looking for the gender, and he was really good. It was just, the baby was not shy. The positioning of the baby was, you know, normally on ultrasound, you can see the baby, and he called this the classic fetal view, where baby's kind of like this, you see a profile, baby's kind of looking up, you know, that's like typical ultrasound. I have an ultrasound like that as well. That's like typical. Well, baby in this ultrasound, which you can actually go back and see, was literally like this, like straight on. You can see both eyes, you can see the like the little nose, the tip of the nose, you can see the little mouth. Obviously it's not 4D, so you can't see like features, but you can tell that they're there. And it's like this, the baby's like this in the ultrasound. So he's facing forward instead of sideways. So the doctor starts showing the leg and the femur, and he's showing all these things. Like, there's the femur, so I know what part of the body we're at, right? And as he's like moving up, it is like very visible for a second that this is a boy. But of course, I'm not a doctor, and I always think I probably know more than I do. You know what I mean? So I'm like second guessing myself. I'm like, okay, there's no way that I know what that is. You know what I mean? Like that could be anything. I was even reading online, like that could easily be like, you know, the cord, umbilical cord that you just don't, you know, really understand the positioning of everything, and you just kind of got a glimpse and whatever. I'm telling you though, it was like very clear. But I was like, no, I still for real didn't know. Even though like if you watch it and you know what part I'm talking about, you're probably like, yeah, that's obvious. But for real, it was like, you know, some ultrasounds, if you've ever had one, when they're not a 4D or anything like that, and they're just a typical ultrasound, I mean, you could think a foot's a hand, you know what I mean? Like, things get confusing sometimes if you don't know exactly where you are on the baby, but we did, because he was saying, which he's amazing at explaining things. I love how he goes through everything. He takes his time. He's really, really good. I love doing ultrasounds with him. He doesn't just expect us to know what that is, you know what I mean? He showed us the brain. He showed, very cool. But I was like, I'm pretty sure. And during the ultrasound, I was thinking this, right? During the ultrasound, I'm like, I think that I just saw that. But I like, and I even looked at Manny and like raised my eyebrows at him just to see like, is he gonna give me a response? And he's just like, oh, it's, you know, it's cool. Like, he's not really doing anything. So I'm like, okay, he didn't see it, you know, and like he's wanting to know the gender, so I know he's probably wanting to see it, and he didn't. So I'm like, okay, it's me, you know, it's just in my head. So then the doctor's like, okay, we're gonna look for the gender, so go ahead and look away. I know now that he knew the gender, because I could see it, and I know that he knew, but of course he couldn't say, well, I just saw it, so, because he didn't want us to know. He was really good about that. So he's like, I'm gonna try to find the gender now, so you can look away. So we looked away, and he immediately, I can hear when they're taking the pictures, you know, the ultrasound pictures. Very quickly, he started taking pictures. And I was like, well, he's not even really looked. He's just taking a picture, you know, because they give you a picture to kind of like prove, I guess, that that's the gender. And so I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, he didn't even have to look for it. So this has to be a boy, right? But then I'm like, I really don't know. It could easily be a girl. And then I have an anterior placenta, okay? And so, of course, I Google everything. And I'm Googling anterior placenta. And there's like another statistic there, which obviously statistics don't really matter. That like 70-something% of pregnancies with anterior placentas are girls, and like a low number, 20-something, are boys. And so I was like, well, I have an anterior placenta, and that's a big statistic, it's a big number, and I don't know how true that is. I've not like done my real research, but I just read that, you know, on Google. So anyway, I was like, could be a girl, I don't know, but then when we got home, I was editing that vlog, and Manny was sitting next to me, and he was helping me edit, and he was like, oh my gosh, like when we got to that part, and I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, did he see it too? And he's like, was that like what I think? And I'm like, I think it might have been like, and I really didn't want to tell him I thought I saw it, because number one, I didn't know that was true. And second, you know, if it was, I kind of didn't really want to ruin it for him. It didn't ruin it for me, because I second guess myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm probably crazy. That's probably not it. And the doctor didn't seem, oh, don't look, you know, anything like that, which for obvious reasons, that would have been pretty clear if he did that. But anyway, I was just second guessing all of it. Well, Manny mentioned it, and Manny, like, we keep going back, and Manny's like pulling up boy ultrasounds on the phone, and he's like, does it look like this? And I was like, I think it does. And he's like, okay, we need to stop, because we're going to end up like really convincing ourselves, you know, and we want to be surprised. So we stopped looking at it. I looked at it one more time later, and then I post the vlog, and my mom texts me. She'd watched it, and she was like, do not watch that video again. And I was like, why? I knew why, but I called her right away, FaceTimed her, and she was like this when I called. She's like, and I was like, what? And I was like, did you see it too? And she's like, yes. And I was trying to tell her too, like, you don't know that that's what you saw, you know. We're like, my mom, I mean, obviously she isn't dumb, like, she can see, you know, like, I mean, it was pretty clear, but she'd never even had an ultrasound during a pregnancy, because ultrasounds are really not that old of technology. It's kind of still newer, really, when you kind of look into that. So I was like, you've never really even looked at that many ultrasounds. Like, I've not looked at that many, you know, I look at other people's, but, you know, not like I do my own. And so I was like, we're not like educated in ultrasounds. We don't know, you know, about ultrasounds. And I'm just like trying to tell her that. I was like, could have been the cord, could have been like, who knows what it was. And she was like, no, like, this is a boy. I'm telling you, this is a boy. And I was like, okay, well, I thought it was anyway, but, you know, we don't know. And then we did the gender reveal the next day, and I kept telling my mom, I was like, what if it just comes out pink and you're just totally wrong, like, you don't know. And so I think I'd gotten her, I think she still knew that it was a boy, but I think I did plant enough doubt in her mind, because she was totally sure. She had no doubt at all. And I had doubt, even though I saw it. And now that I know, I'm like, yes, that's definitely what I saw, because he gave us the picture too, which is literally, it looks just like what we saw in the ultrasound. But I was like, you know, I could be totally off, you know. And I was even reading people say, like, I think I saw this, and everybody online was like, you don't really know what you're looking at, like, you can't really trust yourself with ultrasounds. So anyway, I did see it on the ultrasound before, and I think it was just because, again, you know, it's typically at 16, 17 weeks, like, shouldn't be that easy, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the time, doctors have to, like, get the baby in a different position. I always see that on YouTube, you know, they're not in the right position, and they can't really get it at first, and sometimes can't until 20 weeks, and all of that. So I think if he'd been like a normal position, which I guess they're all normal, but like your typical ultrasound picture where he was sideways, maybe legs were crossed, whatever, you know, then you wouldn't have been able to tell. But he was literally just straight, like as if he was just standing like in front of you, and like you could just see everything, you know what I mean? It was like that kind of view. So it was very, very obvious, very noticeable, which I'm thankful for, because I wanted to find out now. I didn't want to have to wait till 20 weeks, so at least we got a full view. He knew that we wanted him to let us know that day. But anyway, we are having a boy. We are absolutely thrilled. I have no preference, and I said this yesterday, Manny said this, we do not have a preference in gender. I have had nieces and nephews. Manny has nieces. We do together, obviously, because we're married, but I've essentially grown up with nieces and nephews. My siblings are all older than me. And so, like, to the point of like one of my nephews is in college, and you know what I mean? So like a lot of them are older. And so my nephew that's in college, and I and his brother, like, we grew up essentially together, and I learned how to change diapers with them. You know what I mean? I was a kid, but I love babies, and so I learned how to change diapers and feed a baby and properly hold a baby and all those things with them. And so they were boys. And then later on, when I was a little bit older, I got some nieces, you know, and so that was super fun. And they're both very different, but both, in my opinion, equally fun to dress, equally fun they're just different, you know what I mean? They have different personalities, and I love boy clothes. I honestly, when I was little, I wanted to dress like a boy. I kind of did that a little bit, like, because I'm just a little bit of a tomboy on the inside. And so, yeah, I still do that. I still wear men's clothes, but, you know, I just love both. But I was telling people yesterday, and this is the truth of it, we hope to have a girl. If we don't, we'll be, you know what I mean? Like, we're just so thankful that we even get to have a baby at this point. It's like, either way, like, praise the Lord. We hope to have a girl at some point. After we're done giving birth to children, we would love to adopt. So even if I just, for some reason, have a feeling our next embryo will be a boy too. I don't know. But, you know, if we maybe one day adopt a girl, I wouldn't pick a gender for adoption either. I would just, whatever comes. But anyway, you know, we'd love to have a girl at some point. But if I had to pick for our first baby, like if I was sat down and like, you literally have to pick if you want a boy or a girl, obviously, like, I could pick both at the same time, I would, but I would probably have gone for a boy. I just do like the idea, kind of like Manny says, of our babies in potential, like, future girls having an older brother. And I like the boy mom idea. I just think it's fun. I watched my sister do that, and I just think it's a really special connection. And I mean, obviously it's a special connection with your baby no matter what gender. But yeah, we are thrilled. When I first met Manny, and we've always talked about having kids, Manny and I mean, I knew I was going to marry Manny right away. I mean, truly. I was 17 when we started dating, 16 when we met. But when we started dating, I knew that I would marry him. He was exactly what I wanted. And when we started talking about, you know, having kids someday, and I mean, like, very quickly, he always said that he wanted to have a boy first, and that he wanted a girl. It was not like he's not a guy that's like against having girls. I think he would be a fantastic girl dad too, because he was raised with sisters and he's not oblivious to girl stuff. He's very good. He can braid hair and everything. But he always said he wanted a boy first. He wanted, you know, to have the son first, and there aren't a whole lot of boys in his family, and so, you know, to guys it's like a thing with like the last name and all of that, and so he wanted a boy first. And I just think it's really cool that, like, we literally would have just said either one, like, you know, give us anything. I did not pray for a certain gender. I do not care. But I think it's really cool that ultimately that was our desire, even though we wouldn't pick, or we wouldn't have been upset with a girl. We would have been just as happy. But God still gave us literally everything that we wanted. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that this baby just happened to be a boy and there it is, you know. I think that was definitely ordained by God. He knew what we wanted. He knew what we needed. He knew, you know, how special that was to Manny to have a boy first. And he is definitely a boy. I have no reservations about the ultrasound. I asked the doctor, you can also see in that vlog, I asked the doctor, you know, are you like sure that I can do the gender reveal? Because that would be super awkward if it's like wrong. Because I know if it's a girl, sometimes they get it wrong if they like can't see good and stuff. I don't know about with boys. I think it's a little bit harder to get it wrong. At least this one would have been almost impossible to get wrong. But now that I'm like, I know, and I'm seeing these ultrasound pictures and stuff, he is definitely a boy. And so I have no reservations about that. But yeah, just so thankful and so surprised, even though I had a feeling the whole time. It's still like, I kept saying yesterday, I can't believe it. And I'm like, I've been saying it, but still I can't believe it. So anyway, I just want to sit down and have a little chat about it, because I know, you know, I kind of just abruptly ended off yesterday. We actually came home and edited the gender reveal, which I love that video, you guys. Manny edited it. I'm so happy with how it came out. I had the vision for it, but I can't execute things the way that he can. And so if I'd done it, I wouldn't have looked that way, even though I had the vision. But he made it come to life, and I just think it's like it's my favorite video we have. Even though like I love our IVF videos, they're so raw and so real, and they're my favorites too. Honestly, all of them are my favorites. But the gender reveal is just like, it's just the most special video to me. So make sure you check that out. But thank you for watching. I'm gonna go finish up my coffee. It takes me like forever to drink. I drink 1 cup a day. It takes me like half the morning to drink my coffee. So I'm just slow. I take things slow. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. Be on the lookout. We may do a name reveal. We may not. We may wait till the baby's born. We don't know. But be on the lookout for some fun stuff. We'll see you guys later. Bye.